guys, I'm Kayla from K Crochets, and today I'm going to show you 2 ways to crochet the waistcoat stitch, which is also known as the knit stitch. I use this in a couple of my designs, the first one being the Unfailing V and also my Breckenridge jumper. I love this stitch because it makes your crochet garments look knit, which is usually my goal when designing. So let's go ahead and take a look at both ways, and then we will work each of them slowly so you can decide which one will work best for you.
Alrighty, so here's a close-up of both methods. The one on the left is the one I'm going to show you first, and it's my preference. You will, in this method, be counting the beginning chain 1 as a stitch. I prefer this method because it is less gappy. But a lot of people find it kind of hard to work into that beginning chain 1, which is why there's a second way of doing this. Instead of counting that beginning chain 1 as a stitch, you don't, and instead you place 1 single crochet in the first and last stitch. Again, I'm going to show you both ways of doing that, and then you can decide which one works best for you. So let's go ahead and get started. With your hook and your yarn, you're going to start by making a slip knot. If you do not know how to make a slip knot or the basics of crochet, I recommend clicking the link at the top right corner of your screen, learning that, and coming back. To start, you're going to chain any number. That's right, the knit stitch is just a multiple of 1, and since the beginning chain 1 counts as a stitch, you're going to chain the number of stitches that you want. So for example, I want 10 knit stitches, so I'm going to chain 10. Okay, so for row 1, you're going to turn your chain and single crochet in the back loop of the second chain from the hook. And remember to keep the first chain from the hook very loose, since we will be working into that chain on row 2. So again, you can work into the chain like normal. I preferred going in the back loop. It just creates a nicer edge. You're then going to continue to work a single crochet in the back loop of each chain across. And remember to make these single crochets really loose, since the knit stitch is worked into the post of the single crochets. So again, loosely single crochet. And this is what your work should look like so far at the end of row 1. Go ahead and turn your work, and for row 2, you are going to loosely chain 1. Again, this does count as a stitch in this method, and we're going to knit stitch across. To do that, you're going to need to place your hook in and through the next single crochet post. So there's our next single crochet post right here. And let me go ahead and pause the screen for you. I'm going to show you with a couple arrows where exactly you're going to be working. You're going to be placing your hook between the upside down V, I'll show those in the pink arrows, and under the horizontal bar, that's where the blue arrow is. So you're going to be placing your hook right here where the white arrow is. To help you get in that spot, use the pointed bottom part of your hook. Okay, I think we're finally ready to make our first knit stitch. So go ahead and get your hook in and through that post like so. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And this part you're going to need, again, to make sure you're very loose. See how high up I'm pulling my loops? If you make them too tight, you're really going to hate this stitch. So just remember to really work loosely when working the knit stitch. You're then going to yarn over and pull through 2 again. All right, there's our first knit stitch. Let's go ahead and do the next knit stitch together. So find the upside down V, find that horizontal bar, and go right between it, in and through the single crochet post. Right there. Again, I like to use the bottom part of my hook or even the top pointed part to push through. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, again staying loose, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. And that is how you knit stitch. So go ahead and do that across until there are no more single crochet posts to work into. Okay, I'm coming up on my last post. I'll show you, it's right here. And then there's that beginning chain one. So go ahead and again, knit stitch in the last post. There's our beginning chain one. And again, for method one of knit stitching, we do work into that chain one. So just place your hook at least under 2 loops of the beginning chain one, yarn over, and pull up a loop. It is a little snug for this first row, and that is because we are working into that beginning chain, and it always gets a little tight. So don't worry, it will get a little easier working into that. All right, go ahead and turn, and for row 3, you're going to loosely chain 1 and knit stitch across, and that is it. You now know how to knit stitch. I recommend working a couple more rows to see if this method will work for you. If you find out that you absolutely hate working into that beginning chain 1, don't worry, let me show you how to do it another way. Okay, so the other way that you can knit stitch is by beginning and ending with a single crochet and not counting that beginning chain 1 as a stitch. To start, you're going to need to chain the number of stitches that you want plus 1. So if you want to have 10 knit stitches, you're going to need to chain 11. Okay, once you've chained the number that you need, just like in the first method, you're going to be turning your chain and single crocheting in the back loop of the second chain from hook. Again, that just creates a cleaner edge, and you're going to back loop single crochet in each chain across for row 1. This is what your work should look like so far at the end of row 1. Make sure you have the right stitch count, and I do. I have 10 stitches. We're going to go ahead and turn, and for row 2, you're going to chain 1, but this time tightly, because again, we are not counting it as a stitch, so we will not be working into it. You're going to single crochet in the first stitch, and then you're going to start knit stitching. So find that first post still, and knit stitch into that just like you did for method 1. You're going to continue to knit stitch across until 1 single crochet post remains. That is where it is also a little different than the first method. Instead of working into that last single crochet post, you are going to be working a traditional single crochet. So I will show you when we get there. Okay, here's our last post right there. And again, we are not going to be working into that post. Instead, we're going to be going under the 2 loops just like we would a normal single crochet. And then you're going to turn your work. So this is what the end of row 2 for method 2 looks like. And that is the only difference. Again, you're going to tightly chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch, knit stitch across until 1 post remains. You are then going to single crochet in the last stitch. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and even let me know so in the comments below. If you need help with another stitch, please just let me know. I love making these tutorials for you guys and helping. Other than that, I hope you have a great day and happy crocheting.